I don't know, is that a backhanded compliment? Shannon, do you agree with Draymond?
I do, but Rudy said, hell, I finally stand up for myself, and I got suspended. Skip, you don't motivate people the same. And a lot of times, Skip, you remember the movie A Few Good Men? Colonel Jessup ordered Lieutenant Kendrick, he told Loudon and Downey, because Santiago was a substandard Marine. He was falling behind. And they gave him a code red, which is hazing, which the Marines frowned upon. Mm-hmm. You can't do that. If, as a leader, Skip, I'm supposed to know, I'm supposed to be able to have the pulse of the locker room. Mm. I know what to say and who to say it to and how to say it, because a lot of times it's in presentation. Me being a leader in two different locker rooms, Skip, what I would say to Q, I was like, hey, Q, we got to make this play. Hey, Q, this your turn to make this play. Mm. Not Q, you bull jiving out here.
Q who?
Qadri Ismail.
Okay.
Or the same thing, Jermaine Lewis or Patrick Johnson.
About a receiver.
Right, receiver, Skip.
Yes.
I know we need a Rod and Ed. Bro,
Yeah.
hey, we got to make these plays, man.
Yeah.
Hey, we got to get on the ball. Hey, Rod, get it started. So I'm telling, man, Rod, catch the ball, Rod. Mm-hmm. What are you doing, Eddie? What are you doing?
But there's a way to say that and a way not to say that.
Right.
And you're not going to punctuate it with any profanity, or you're going to step right out of bounds.
As the leader, you know that.
Yeah.
Shouldn't Kyle Anderson, as the leader, know that you can't call the man to try to motivate him? Like I said, you catch the right guy on the wrong day, and guess what? Won't help. That's you got the right one, when in turn you got the wrong one. I just don't get this, Skip. Like I said, you can't convince me that this isn't something more, because my life is on the line. Mm-hmm. And you tell me Rudy Gobert, nah, Rudy, you shoved the man after he called you a beast, so you can't play. Skip, this been brewing. Now, this is Skip, this old saying, the straw that broke the camel's back.
Yeah.
Maybe this was the straw.
Yeah.
But he been carrying a heavy damn load for a minute. And so I can understand why his back broke.
Yeah.
And so maybe what was going on with Rudy, Skip, Rudy is what he is. I don't believe Rudy is causing a kerfuffle or he's going around, pretending like he's bad. He's just what he is. And I think they're mad because of what he isn't, which is Shaquille O'Neal, which is a David Robinson or Akeem Olajuwon, or you thought you was getting Kareem? Mm. Is that what you thought? You thought you'd get a guy all of a sudden, you get him out of Utah. Well, the reason why he couldn't do it in Utah, because he had Donovan Mitchell. Mitch got to get all the spotter, got to get all the shots. No, he was what he was. That might explain why Donovan Mitchell wanted to get out, huh?
Might explain.
Every year, Skip, they in the finals, they the top seed, one of the top seeded teams, and every year you hear a fuss. Man, D-Mitch, Spider ain't happy. Spider wants to leave. Spider wants to leave.
True. Agreed.
So maybe there was more to it than that. Maybe maybe he wanted Rudy to be something that he wasn't. Skip, I can only be what I am. Mm. Rudy Gobert is 7'1", 7'2", 7'10", and he what he is. A substandard, average to below average offensive player, but a very good defender. That's what he is. Mm-hmm. You thought you was getting something that he never was and never going to be.
No.
But I don't have a problem with I agree with Draymond. Draymond said, hey, bro, I'm glad you finally stood up for yourself. You probably should. Draymond is probably thinking he shouldn't have got suspended for standing up for himself. So the bully's been picking on me all this time, Skip. I punched the bully in the nose, now you suspend me for 3 days. But the bully don't get anything. So all this while, Skip, this is not the first time they've been saying stuff about Rudy Gobert. You think this is the first time that Kyle Anderson called this man the B word?
I don't know for a fact, but it's probably not. It's probably not the first time a bunch of teammates have called him that word. Okay, back to Draymond on his podcast. This is one time I agree with every word Draymond uttered. He says, there are just some words as men you don't say. Well, we've agreed on that from the start, because there are certain words with me, if you're going to call me the B word, there's just something about a man calling a man that word.
You got no respect for me, Skip.
Okay, then them is fighting words.
Yeah.
You got to stand up for yourself. But the hypocrisy here, the irony here is that I know two indications, two past examples of Draymond got mad at LeBron during the middle of Game 4 of the NBA Finals and yelled the B word at him so loud that Kiki Vandeweghe was sitting in like the third row as the minister of defense for the league.
Discipline.
Yeah, discipline. And he just said, that's too much, because Draymond had kicked Steven Adams below.
Yeah, he thought it was a
belt.
Rockette. He was in the Rockette.
Yeah, he did, and there was some other incident. I don't know. But then he ends up kicking LeBron, or sort of, yeah, I think he kicked at him.
Yeah,
kicked at him
he
below the belt. Kiki said he did something I never thought I would see. You suspended a key player for Game 5 of the NBA Finals, and that Finals flipped on its head without Draymond as the guts and glue guy, the enforcer for Golden State. They look like they didn't have their heart anymore because I guess they didn't.
Right.
You know the rest of the story. Your Cavaliers, led by LeBron, certainly Kyrie, came from 3-1 down to win, and it started with that flashpoint of a moment. And then the flashpoint of the beginning of the end for Kevin Durant and Golden State was on the bench at Clippers.
Right.
They got into it, and Draymond reportedly called Kevin the B word.
Right.
Okay? And he says, there are just some words as men you just don't say. Okay? And he said, when you do, you have to be ready for what comes with that. Okay, well, what came with it once was a suspension for you.
Right.
And what came with it again was you sent Kevin Durant right out the door.
Right.
Okay, was Kevin going to go anyway? Probably he was, because he'd done what he set out to do.
Skip, what was the name of that movie? It was a movie back in the 80s, and one of the main characters was Vincent D'Onofrio. He was Private Powell. And you remember how they kept riding him? Powell, get up over the wall. Powell, eat the dough. Powell, you had this donut. And what did Powell do? Powell finally snapped. Rudy finally, and Rudy didn't really snap. Skip, he didn't want to punch Skip. Kyle Anderson was begging to be punched in the face after he called him that and didn't have his hands up. He was begging to be punched in the face. And Rudy like just shoved him in the shoulder like, come on, hey, bro, come on now. You getting out of pocket with this.
I mean, seriously, Rudy stood up for himself, quote unquote, by reaching across the huddle and giving him a shove in the right shoulder.
Yes.
And then if you watch the video, Rudy then backpedals like, oh, my God, what did I just do?
Yes, yes.
Oh, my God.
Yes.
Please don't come after me because I don't want to fight. He doesn't want to fight.
No, he does, Skip.
So Draymond goes on to say, Kyle Anderson uttered some words that a lot of people thinks.
Yes.
He said it. He said what a lot of people think.
Yes.
And then he goes on to say, Draymond, I personally think Rudy Gobert is on the softer side. Well, that's to put it gently and mildly.
Yes.
But he gained a little respect from me because he did stand up for himself. Okay, we got it. And that's true. He did finally push back a little bit. But it's patty cake pushback. It's not like he decked him, which to me, you have the right to deck at that point. Again, are you going to get suspended for that? Yeah, you will.
Well, if I'm gonna get, look here, man. If I'm gonna go to jail for robbing the bank,
you might as well.
I'm getting $500 million.
You might as well take your pound of flesh,
Yeah.
right?
I'm not robbing no liquor store, no convenience store, Skip. I'm gonna get some big money, so when I come out, I'm straight.
Okay. And again, Woj reported that Kyle Anderson in said huddle multiple times used the B word. What?
Well, but Skip, hold on. But where's his teammate? Hey, come chill with that, bro. Chill with that.
No, because they're thinking the same thing.
I don't care. Skip. Yeah. I get it. Skip, I've been in huddles. And I'm like, bro, chill. Hey,
No,
I got
absolutely.
it. I got this. Hey,
I got
come on,
it.
bro. Hey, we good. No, but see, that's the thing. Everybody think, because he's like this, just because someone is like, that doesn't give you the right to do that. Like I said, Skip, they look at Rudy as weak. Rudy hadn't stood up for himself enough, and so they prey on Rudy.
Sure they do.
Man, I wish I was Rudy's teammate. I was like, bro, let that go, man. That's unnecessary. Because you wouldn't like somebody to call you that.
Okay, but I know you would be, at every opportunity, you would be trying to light his fire.
Yeah, but Skip, but see, I understand that Rudy is a guy you got to put your arm around. You can't dog cuss him. So you have to understand that. Hey, so I'm going to talk to him and make, hey, Rudy, come on, bro. I think I could have got that board on that one, Rudy. Come on, I need you.
There you go.
But calling him out his name, then there's some guys that you're like, bro, my grandma could have called that one. But Skip, if you in the locker room and you around these guys, we got to work. I got to work at like 8:30, 9 o'clock meetings. We left at about 4.
Yep.
So if you're around the guy that length of time, Skip, for any period of time, you're gonna know what motivates them. You know what they like. You know their favorite color. You know what they like to eat. You know what they like to drink. You know that, Skip.
Okay.
So
and yet, occasionally, you know all too well, you're going to get on each other's nerves.
Yes. Yes.
And you got to be able to work through that.
Yes. But Skip, you know certain guys. You know certain guys got certain views.
Yeah.
Certain guys you just don't bother. There are certain guys I didn't joke with. I joke with a lot of people.
Yeah.
But all right, Sharpe. Okay. He ain't one to bother. Hey, hey, he ain't one to mess with. Let that go. I go on to somebody else. Hey, Sharpe, go on there. Hey, Sharpe, go. But you know that, Skip. But for them to try to do this to Rudy and you kept calling this man that?
Yeah. The one thing I do like about this is all this Rudy is soft, all this Rudy is a B word was all under the surface to me.
Yeah.
It has never been brought into the light.
Right.
Well, now it's been brought out to the middle of this table.
But Skip,
and we are all examining it from all angles.
But
right?
we always talked about it. When you thought we thought he was soft.
Okay, but this is
You
now,
even said, you know what you said? You said, look at Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons got 42 points against Rudy Gobert.
He did. He got 42.
Yeah.
He was killing.
I don't think he scored 42 points since.
Yeah, and remember, Embiid did not
Embiid didn't play.
in that
Embiid
game.
didn't play.
Okay, so
Embiid
it was just Ben Simmons against Rudy Gobert, and he destroyed
Yes.
it. Okay, maybe in the long run, this will do Rudy some good, because now it's out there for everybody to see. Every fan now is aware, oh, he's soft, he's the B word. Okay,
But you know, but now you get fans going to, Skip, fans going to chime in.
Okay, but maybe that's
But
that's what he needs.
Skip, but he is what he is.
Okay.
All of a sudden, he going to be hard when he going to start taking karate and go turn into Kareem for real? Kareem's a black belt.
Okay, but there's some point of no return when you finally say, okay, enough is enough.
He's not Shaq.
I'm going to reach down and I'm going to give you everything I got to give you.
Skip,
I think he drifts through a lot of games.
I think some people, Skip, look, there's this perception. There's some people that think, oh, he's from this place, he's hard.
No,
he's from this place, he's not hard.
Well,
okay, he went to this school, he's smart. Well, he went to that school or she went to that school, she's not. There's that perception.
Apply.
So they look at Rudy, French, man, he don't want to do nothing but eat crumpets and croissants and something like that. They're making
Not
jokes
crumpets, but croissants. Yeah.
So it's like Rudy, but Rudy gonna have to fire somebody up.
Well, you don't have to deal with him, or maybe I should say you don't get to deal with him.
Nah, Skip, I would definitely handle Rudy a different way. I'm not gonna ride it because you see that doesn't get through to him.
No.
So now you got to change your course of action of how do I get to him?
Yep.
Instead of beating him down, lift him up.
Okay.
Thanks for watching, Undisputed fans. Subscribe here to get the very latest from Skip and Shannon. Plus, go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.